But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you.
Are you saying that advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been.
Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you, Helen.
Are you saying that advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been.
Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you, Helen.
Are you saying that advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been.
Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you, Helen.
Are you saying that advance have
Okay,
cured death?
here we go.
Jog off!
So, my cousin's been bugging me for like a year. I need to play this game. Because he says, dude, it's like you're a video editor for the news station, so it's like your job. So I was like, okay, well, we'll see. So is this? Okay, yeah. Is this? Okay, yeah. Okay. So, it's working. So I guess we'll go ahead and play it. This is not for broadcast. This just went official like a couple weeks ago on Steam. So yeah, we'll see how this goes.
What a wild ride this has been.
Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Non-broadcast mechanics are off, viewers are more forgiving. Less challenging non-broadcast mechanics are less demanding, viewers don't switch off so easily.
But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy.
We'll go with broadcaster. We'll see. Your ratings provide a reasonable challenge. Okay. I need to scoot the camera over.
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in
Yeah, it's better. Okay. Alright, here we go.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Yay for broadcast. Now that's a title screen, folks. That right there, that's a title screen. Prominent media savvy Burster is one of the leaders of the Advance Party. Okay. Day 1, the election. I like that font. It's kind of cool. Oh.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a
quick stay on the phone. Why aren't you here?
Room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the 4 small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio.
I like this is crisscross.
And you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry. I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
Okay, so kind of pause it for a second. So already, because I'm saying this is a video editor game. It looks to me like I'm Master Control, which Master Control, they're the ones who are in the room, which they control the feeds. But looks like there's also kind of a mix of being a director as well. The director is one who actually punches in which feed goes in Master Control. So it looks like they're condensing both jobs to one. But, oh well, enough of that. You've got power.
You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
That's followed at 8 p.m. by...
Okay. I don't like the fact it's in stereo.
Which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock and its
So what do we know?
during the great blackouts of 1871. Not one to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie The Freedom.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist, going in 5, 4.
But now, It's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw the news titles on screen too. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's toast.
Oops.
Popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The
This is so confusing.
And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right. Button 2 in 3, 2, 1. Lovely, mate.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Oh, people are watching. People are excited.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1 now.
But first,
Screen 1, Jeremy.
Oh.
win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill up.
Wow.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running
This is
late.
insane.
I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little secret.
That's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking.
Well, obviously.
2. Don't stay on the same shot for
Unless we're Kevin Dunn.
10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
This is just so ridiculous.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first,
get ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
Is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
to the go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
By none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among...
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say...
I don't need you to tell me how to do it. I can do it myself.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And
That's just
am I
amazing.
right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man.
In Bullet Man.
That was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards,
Look at that.
if I remember correctly.
Look at that.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So,
Get back to who's talking.
Yeah. I'm trying to drink coffee here.
Oh, that is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people.
I'm in a wrong
Most of all, I
job.
think I do it for the positive change
I should be a
that I
director.
can bring about in the world.
and today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But
I don't like the fact I can hear the echo.
clear that when it comes to politics,
Because in the station they mute one of these.
always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, I've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by dragging right. Get the speed right.
Oh.
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
No, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
I don't understand what I'm doing.
You, Miss Flanagan.
Why am I doing this?
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time, push upwards.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
The virus. The sterility. This formula.
Wow.
This is the key.
This is wild.
Not bad. You'll get it with practice.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Wow.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep
naughty
button lights
word.
up like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you've got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now.
These potentially true statistics are all
As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
Get rid of those tricky tummies.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously?
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make
Wow.
their acceptance address.
There's like a lot going on.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, he's pissed. Get ready to bleep.
Thank you all for coming, and, well, thank you all where do I start? Well, what a day.
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying, southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people, you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. It makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign,
Good grief.
This
is insane.
Are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day 1 of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate.
Too long on this, mate.
Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of, probably you rather you don't.
This just isn't something that we deal with, obscenity, because basically everybody knows how to mind their own business.
Reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education.
There's so much going on as far as the audio goes.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been, in the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again, just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents,
go F yourself.
Just we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
You're only meant to censor the swear word.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance, and our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not,
nope.
Someone's going to be in trouble.
Yep.
So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
More boring politics, then?
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so
Was that it? Did I do a
I'll
broadcast?
see you tomorrow night.
Not going for a drink?
No, it's got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
But you ended up filleting Satan for the salty crumbs. It's happening here. It's happening now. And it's all happening right in front of you. I'm Alan James.
Alan James is one of the country's...
Alan James, one of the most controversial columnists.
I'm going to take your poor sweet grandma, and you're never going to see those dribbling dentures again. Oh, grandma, look at their faces. That's not what cows look like. You call it the stock market. I call it the stuck market, because it's just another pole they've stuck up our collective... I don't care if he was one...
Yeah, this is really I find it kind of difficult to stream this because there's like a lot going on that's really taken my attention. So yeah, I don't know. But all in all, it's not a editing. It's a director. So you're basically running the job of the director with a little bit of master control mixed in, but it's mostly director. Alan James is right.
Coming to a city near you. Check local press for dates and times.
When the program's finished, you'll get a broadcast report. It's 3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses, and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page.
Yeah, I did good with the multicam.
Right, this is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much wealth you have overall. That bollocks at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
Well, there you have it.
This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world. Tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks. Alright, mate, welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3
Well, that's
sections.
interesting.
Broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them and hit load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's National Nightly News. But before that,
Oh,
let's
wow,
take a
this
look
is
at what's
interesting.
coming up later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game, and it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies from East Grinching. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock.
And its importance during the Great Blackouts of 1871.
Mega corporation Remington's Fist buys honest.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to
My main complaint is it shows it's a VHS, which any station worth its salt was running Betacam. Betacam was the de facto. This music's coming in loud. Anyway, Betacam was the de facto broadcast standard, but oh well. Loading. This is a SSD. There's no loading.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right one.
Well, there you have it. Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, an unexpected form. You arrive home and find the posts on the map, most being nothing more than usual junk mail. One letter, however, catches your eye. The team wants to know you. Curiosity gets a better view, and you open it. Well, of course I do. What is this, craft work? Oh, I guess I have to actually click on it. Anyway. It's a form from the new advanced government asking for information on all citizens. The first page is filled in already. Your name, Alex Winston. Your spouse, Sam Winston. Your children, Charles Winston and Susie Winston. Well, you muse at least they got the basics right. The rest of the questions are left for you to complete. They appear to be mandatory. Upon starting a new job, you would be productive and get to work immediately, of course. Now, a file of minor importance had gone missing. You would I'd recommend that they tattle on themselves. It's not my problem. Your boss has put in a place new targets that are significantly higher than the previous ones. You would leave work on time, stay late to ensure you hit the first deadlines, leave work early and head to the pub to chat about changes with colleagues, leave work early and head home to see your family. Of course, stay late to ensure we hit our deadlines. We're productive here. The annual company barbecue and you and your family have been invited. You are looking forward to enjoying a nice day with friends and family, or washing your hair that day. Go if you're free but wouldn't mind missing it. Go if I'm free but I wouldn't mind missing it. Ordinarily, I just wouldn't go at all. You've had a long, successful career and are now about to retire. In your speech, you list your achievements and all good memories you have working there. You've been honest, review the pros and cons of the company, focus on issues, challenges you face working there. Refuse to attend. Yeah, sure. In your spare time, you like to relax alone, doing things like listening to music or making models. Yeah. Your ideal holiday getaway, the light is really blinding me, would be surrounded by natural beauty, getting away from the strain of the daily grind, exploring somewhere unfamiliar and discovering new experiences and challenges. A structured day out at a theme park, bursting thrills and attractions, romantic getaway. Yeah, like none of these, but whatever. Most important, the government keeps people. You could go with equal. That's what the game wants us to say. See what happens when we choose happy. There. Day 6, a family matter. Sam and the kids have gone to bed. You're just drying up a favorite coffee cup. We're not souvenir of your first trip together. Prince faded with a goofy face tilt. Knock at the window brings it back to reality. So sorry for bursting in so late, Alex. Chris stammers, but I need a favor and you're the only one I can ask. Should I go get Sam? No. No need to worry. It's you I came to see. Just need 2 minutes. Heard about the Assets and Wealth Act. Really work in the news, Chris. This is funny because people are like, so have you heard about the da-da-da-da-da? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't pay attention to this crap. Probably must have passed me by. We're taking people's hard-earned money to fund the lazy. I'm not saying the top 1% or whatever don't have stupid money, but they can afford it. People like me, we're going to lose everything, and that's why I'm here. Okay, so what exactly do you need? Chris' eyes seem to be resting comfortably on the floor tiles. Look, I know it's a lot to ask, but I need to borrow your passport. A passport? What for? Taking mine in half the bloody countries, but people say you and I look familiar, so I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, and my money will be safe, but I need to go now before they freeze my accounts. I wouldn't ask if I had any other choice. Surely there's another way. It can't be that serious. Yep, sorry, it's against the law. No, not in my stomach, not my problem. I like it's the same song as the Fallout 3 advertisement. That was such a great advertisement too. I like that initial unveiling or whatever. Oh, for crying out loud. What?
Let's get set up and get on with it, eh? So I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on.
Oh.
Right, let's load up the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they? Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start.
Yeah, they do.
It's really simple, mate. These 2 buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them. And they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen.
Oh my gosh.
It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice.
Oh, great.
I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
and we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5,
Alrighty.
4, 3.
It's time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future may hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand.
I mean, this is basically what I do every day, is, you know, when you get pictures, you, of course, always choose the more flattering picture. Always. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter if they're a murderer. You still always choose the most flattering picture.
The stock's rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehouse. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety, making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg
Again,
have today set off to explore
the most flattering picture.
The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together."
At least when he's talking, I don't have to worry about the censor thing.
Playing the field. Rumours about the sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artiste Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding A-listers?
I feel like that should have been censored.
With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police and less oversight, are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, a mega move for the group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
What? What? Oh.
Literally, 10 seconds, everybody.
Yeah. I forgot. I forgot at every single break, apparently it's going to want you to maintain the signal frequency. So, there you go.
Don't make any decision. You'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully. And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
It's time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
Okay.
Headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge.
Advance.
I'll be discussing what the new future may hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of
Radical free thinking.
the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest.
There's just so much going on as far as the audio goes. All these voices just
Stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehouse.
Mr. Snugglehouse.
Will be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety, making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg and Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough...
That's interesting. The captions go down with you.
...successfully reached the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together, like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating.
Choose the most flattering picture.
As reported by this
Resist the urge, people. Resist the urge. Look at this audience. Look at this.
Whose recent show,
Look at this.
Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding A-listers? And grievous bodily charm. With advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police, and less oversight, are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, and mega more for the group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Wow, gotta move the joystick. No. There we go. Signal's locked in.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right.
Oh my gosh, Alan James is right.
The government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance
Good
are the
grief.
most destructive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't...
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Democracy is dead.
And change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
Mobilize the youth
I
vote.
call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research.
She just stammered on her lines. Oh, brother.
Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Ellen?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me
Belief
wrong, I want to
juice.
see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
Figuratively sodomized into submission.
Brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know,
Good grief.
I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
There must be something in the
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
So apparently with this commercial break, wait.
Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune though. Alright, mate, see you later, bye.
I assumed I was gonna have to fix the signal. Guess not.
4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our
Oh,
country.
we're gonna do a Zoom call.
Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
The front line.
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desk.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. We need more support from ministers. We need change at a structural level, Jeremy. Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Why?
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob? Do you think there's a problem?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days.
crap's sake.
Safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or cosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this
Good grief.
moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... hang on a moment. Jeremy, a bloody gimps escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
I'm sorry, darling. I'm saying the batters.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You've got back in your gimmick space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the padlock?
Hold on just a moment.
Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said, get back in your gimmick space. Naughty, you beast, Clive.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills.
This is ridiculous.
Like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there. We're locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swamp. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Why?
I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep. One sec, love. Tony's on the news. One sec, love. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. Just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this guy?
You are joking. Chrissy Freebollock's only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
This is ridiculous.
It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing a signal there, Tony. Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, you were literally on for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought. You, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
Wow.
Back, everybody.
Holy cow.
Mate, I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry.
How'd that get a D? Look at my audience rating. It's ridiculous.
Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
Sean's on his way. 7 out of 10 dentists would recommend this. 10 seconds, everybody. We're gonna open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts.
Budget cuts. Oh, we're familiar with that.
So I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle. I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very
Those attractive kids.
powerful thing. We touch our audiences, and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela.
You know, I feel like that there needs to be a YouTube video made about how F&B games are basically taking over England.
And teach people about the difficult issues.
But interestingly enough, this is not a Wells interactive game.
I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about
What?
2 days ago, a letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now,
What?
the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin.
How did you react?
But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi, Gary. Oh, heavens, no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist! Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father.
Excuse me.
I thought there was gonna be music.
Maths is my favourite subject, and so important.
Maths is for losers. What? Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right.
I don't like the way these cameras are blocked.
To me, I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. That's where you're wrong. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
And Blake owns a motorbike.
But I can't fight all 3 of you. And I don't have any friends of my own. And I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face.
That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I wish there was a fade.
It's my choice to remain. So stop now, make a different choice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think folks like me probably shouldn't exist. But that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner, he had to wait. Where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman?
Where's my dinner, woman?
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes!
Well,
And there you have
that's
it.
all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant!
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Person enjoys the abundance of benefits that only a true community can provide.
It said I got an E on the last segment, but look at my audience retention. This is ridiculous.
To help make things even better. With a vast range of
Ridiculous. A slight dock to pay. Crippling debt. I need to change the music and settings, put that down. I don't need to remap my controls. Day 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A late night. Uh-oh. Doing Cinemax now? Let him go as long as he promises to be home by 11. Yeah, you're not allowed out on a school night. Yeah, yeah. Grounded, kid. My gosh. A tight Christmas. The snow is settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. What the heck is a cracker? Dude always have a soft spot for Christmas. Like, seriously, in real life, there's absolutely no way I'm giving my passport to somebody else. I'm sorry. Screw you. Must suck. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm glad we're all here. Plan on going traveling this year? Help with the money. Oh, right. Chris, just shut up. All right, Happy New Year. A welcome windfall. Recognizing a Till Advance logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, thank you for sending us your passports for approval. We can now confirm your receipt and validation for the new assets and wealth redemption scheme. As such, as our pleasure included, check. We hope you will see as a symbol not only for gratitude to you, but of our unwavering commitment to creating a society free of inequality. Sizable one at that. We continue to strive for the betterment of this nation and its people. Forwards together. Forwards. This is the third time I've seen forwards. Alexa Bliss said forwards in a tweet, and I'm like, forwards? What's that? It's forward. There's no forwards. Weight your financial burdens less than slightly. It's bliss. I wasn't aware that there would be any story on this. I just thought that it would be like, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's. You're just locked in a room. Calling to inform you you will be required to work this weekend. Ah, crap. I've been there. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tension between our nation and foreign powers, and a national and nightly news team will be working around the clock to ensure a break the story. Needless to say, I will expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening. Tell her I gotta work. Well, of course I'm gonna go. I have to. I'm a company man. Current wealth comfortable. Oh, look at that. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the Advanced Go-Getters today. Forward together. Why does it say forwards? So I can walk there straight from school and Ben's sister can drop us home out so you won't have to do anything. Yeah, sure. Go to your little brainwash camp. Son is thrilled. It's heartwarming to see him so passionate about becoming an active part of the community. Yeah, until he gets kidnapped. Brainwashed. Day 110, a profitable partnership. After a particular long day at work, you come home to find posts sorted into piles that Sam has taken doing so recently. Most of it is unusual rubbish. But a letter. The increasingly familiar advanced logo and urgent respond immediately plastered on the front. Corresponding urgent red font grabs your attention. Dear Winston residents, this letter informed me that the advanced government has taken another step forward in our fight for equality. By nationalizing the largest private corporations and redistributing their resources among the citizens of this great country, Partnership Bonds Program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. The manifesto. Music's loud. I keep on forgetting to turn that down. Our business is your pleasure. From sport to travel, or even some time you can see pleasure without leisure. I guess that, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Thank you for making your selection, yeah. Day 120, a teenage rebellion. It's about your old car in silence. Sam slams the door and you wince, hoping the door won't come off its hinges. You don't say anything. Now it's not the time as you approach the front desk. The front desk? Eventually, after what seems like an eternity, your daughter is brought to you by an officer with a kind face. She's a good kid. If we pick her up from graffiti again, we'll have to charge her. She's a little ne'er-do-well. Not an apologize Susie's behalf, Sam hugs you, self-shut daughter. You shake her hand, officer lowers voice. Keep her away from that boy, I think she'll be fine. After a while, you give up your questions about who this boy might be. Hours later, you stare at the ceiling worrying. Stillness in the bedroom is the only sign that Sam is also wide awake. Who's Susie hanging out with? We'll never know. The Tempest. Okay. Audio. Music. Down.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here.
Bozeman. Your boss.
Powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp. My God, that was nasty.
Oh, how's it going with Steve?
Why are all men such pricks?
That well, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his face.
No.
Sorry, are you saying
No.
you chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
You're probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement?
They've scrawled on the bank. Not the
We
bank.
shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
That's right.
LaBeouf avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehogs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs.
Most
and the subsequent disappointing
flattering
sales turned
picture.
out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy.
Only
What
7.
else could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Questions have been raised about the government's judgment, with Prime Minister Peter Clement forced to apologise this morning for seeming to endorse the self-combusting plaything in this publicity shot taken last Christmas. Let's hope his niece recovers quickly.
Table for 2. Johnny Hansleaves and Tiffany Lamour were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year, and this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding since professional wrestler Randy
Biggest celebrity wedding.
his longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a
Tina Tiny Hands.
of cake.
Is his once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today, though its critics are skeptical that the young CEO can fulfill her promises.
Described as a breakthrough far ahead of its time, the male contraceptive pill is heralding a sexual revolution.
That's right.
Its fans are celebrating the fact that men can finally take equal responsibility for contraception, but others have expressed concerns over its safety and side effects.
With that exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual sport.
Why am I doing this? Oh crap.
But first tonight, while advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some
Get ready for the censor bar.
Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate Hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
Simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but this is steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered.
My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with women's, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little gaddis spatch only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that, having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are both fair and just?
I hardly think we've had it easy for fussle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Municipal Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Dear George. I wonder what happened to him.
This is ridiculous. Why am I?
Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the woods. That's probably my last happy memory, Robin. That's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting.
Rise and rebel.
Just words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breasts and undress bare just protest.
Daddy!
Daddy, it's
Daddy!
Please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Right, you buggers! Carry ho!
What? What?
Free at last! Somerset Bentley, glad to meet you. See, the protest has started already.
Well, this isn't good. This segment's gonna be in the trash.
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be fucking well heard, that's all.
Language! Penelope, we are nude, not rude.
Sorry, Daddy.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we bloody will.
I know, generally whenever they say,
Well, Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic protest movement takes one in the toxins, it's back here in the studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Robin. Let's name, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough shaft work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. But,
okay, so we gotta pause for a second here. See, whenever they say we can't show this, then that means you can't show this. So why am I being penalized for showing something when they clearly said we can't show this on news? When they say we can't show this on news, that's when you cut away. If you don't cut away, then why are you saying we can't show that on news?
can a naked protest movement ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm busting.
Oh.
Are you scared of a long, painful decline in your final years?
She's funny.
Trapped in your own body as it slowly wastes away.
I think it's very
Losing
endearing.
your grip
She
on
wants your
reality.
job.
Well, it doesn't have to be that.
Why is it?
Well, that's horrible.
We're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news.
Yeah, I tried not to broadcast it last time, and I lost all my viewers.
Beautiful gardens. And when it's time, at the end of your stay, you'll pass on painlessly, surrounded by those you love, in comfort and luxury.
Segment grade E. Give me a break.
Well lived. Our expert legal team will help you make all those difficult arrangements.
Well, that's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
I want to see us fry. It's good for the ratings.
Want to see us fry?
4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Orangi hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And, Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not up to last time.
I don't have any idea what's going on here.
On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker. For shots number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. Not bad if you ask me.
I don't understand what the heck is this?
To Harris. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 proves a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large.
Second round, striker giving it large. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch. Apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breast and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow because it's quite an eyesore. And women's bodies, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harris absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Steady striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that the fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the Heats. What a brilliant move.
I don't understand what the heck this is.
Back to striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket.
See, I'm not a sports person.
I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves, 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
On my whistle.
Must be some music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket's been knocked over. I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Boy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that.
And there you have it.
And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
My gosh, 5 more minutes in this segment? Holy cow. This is like the worst.
Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket.
Okay, but isn't the object to get it in the bucket?
And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course, perhaps it's gone for the animal bonus. And yes, Harris has countered with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mug.
I think they're literally just making it up as they go.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. Here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it.
Wow.
For God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, they're sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much we can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. What's going on here? Yes, yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters. Oh, jog on! It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go in there at this point. Really high-level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport.
This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there. Quite late on from Striker. But she's in it to win it. On it like a car bonnet. On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. I'm not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with him. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
Okay, the ref has agreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children.
Wow.
Another wonderful victory for
That
me,
was like 15 minutes of complete wasted time.
And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there had an extraordinary fight.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
And when we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages. That's coming up.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shot me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shot me. Where's that sound guy?
Wow. I think that was horrible.
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're
Please, no more sports segments. That was rough. That was really rough.
Postman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of
Oh, the odd shock.
broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Postman out.
Well, there we go.
Minister, it's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
But that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks.
Am I here?
Here with Mr. Clement on the left.
Right you are, Pet.
He couldn't afford a bet, and we say we're going to come down on prices. You see,
I'm gonna quit after this one.
No, mine's fine.
He had a little accident. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Minister.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
A fatal paint allergy.
There's still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whinges most. You know,
people who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
So much dripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make that you're being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you
Wow.
a question, Megan.
Okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death.
It's death.
It's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Advance.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera? Which is me close-up camera? When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope. 3 days later, he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there.
Yeah.
Sounds,
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he wouldn't beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Oh, she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle
Transition centers? I don't know about that.
Financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important.
I feel like a lot of the tongue-in-cheek humor here really reminds me of like Grand Theft Auto. A lot of the stuff that they do in there.
Themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
Just giving me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. From my asshole.
Are we still on the air, Peter?
Yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got sacked again. Can I get a little bit of help here? Hey.
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
It's a roll face, fucker. That one was massive. Right, no.
Sorry, that the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... With a rusty twat.
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Whoops.
Don't get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Come on, Megan. We're only getting started. We're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy, for being here.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our...
That's all we have time for tonight.
Congratulations.
I think this is a horrible broadcast, an absolute horrible broadcast.
See you tomorrow night at the
Probably every segment got an E.
Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
Wow.
So they just... I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the leak.
Did I just die? I got an A+ on the sports segment? Wow. How did I get an A+ on the sports segment? That was horrible. Okay, whatever. Wow. Wow. Music is still loud. Okay, so that's not for broadcast people. Yeah, as I said, I was told that it was a game about being an editor, but it's more or less a game about being a technical director with a little bit of master control thrown in, because basically you're just splicing in the live feeds or controlling the camera crew or whatever. So yeah, but all in all, it's fun. I might play a little bit more tomorrow or maybe the next day, I don't know. But yeah, so I guess that's all. So thanks for watching.